Hey guys, Confident Falcon here. So, if you're a Majin Buu player, you're probably a little more than upset about the patch. It's not really news at this point, but Majin Buu lost his Fat Throw mix-ups because now Fat Throw puts people airborne. The mix-ups he had were a really crucial tool for the character to have, and also they were one of the more unique mechanics in the game, so it sucks that they're gone. I've been seeing some Majin Buu mains doing new things with assists to kind of keep the Fat Throw pressure up. I think I found something a little better than that. I don't really think I've seen anyone else do this, or anything similar to this. It hasn't popped up in the Majin Buu Discord, or on any famous Majin Buu Twitters, so I'm just going to dive in and show you guys what I've come up with. It's a little complicated, but it's a very broad concept that you can apply to a lot of Majin Buu's game and get a lot of new openings with it. So let's dive in. The main thing to take away here is that we're going to be using restands to make this happen. Essentially, we're going to be changing Majin Buu's combo structure so that the next move that we throw out in a combo, we know is going to result in an opponent restand. So the opponent has to recognize that they're in a restand in those moments, and then deal with whatever move that we throw out after the restand and block correctly. And we can set up situations where we throw out one move and we cover most of the defensive options they can do, or we throw out another move and cover the rest of those defensive options with a full combo starter. So there's a lot of variations on this, and it's a little complicated how it works, but let me start by going into some examples that I've come up with, and I'm going to be showing you what the computer is set to defensively so you can show what these options will be. So hopefully that gave you an idea to what I'm talking about. That's just one small concept, but there's a lot of other ways to apply this. In that specific situation, I was doing a medium length 18-hit combo. I did the same combo basically every time, and I was putting them into the fat with EX Butt Slam. And for the record, this works with putting them in the fat anyway, but EX Butt Slam is how I crafted this particular combo. So because of the hit stun decay, when they were in the fat, whatever I was going to hit them with next was going to cause them to pop out of my combo from hit stun decay, and they were going to be in a restand state where they would have had an advantage over me if they'd realized it and done the correct input. So in that situation where they're in the fat and I'm about to pop them up, I'm using the second hit of auto combo to knock them out, and from there I either have the option to go into the grab or into a 2M. The grab will cover them if they decide to block or reflect, and the 2M will cover them if they jump, light attack, vanish, super dash, basically any other defensive options besides your get out of jail free ones like Spark, DP, level 3, etc. The only thing that setup didn't cover was backdash, which is why you saw that modified version where I ran in and did the 5LL and hit them with both of those instead, and that covered the backdash. So that's a hole in this, but there's more to it that I want to dive into. Where this gets really deep is that this concept allows you to apply it on the fly when you're making combos with Majin Buu. So it's completely dependent on the way the game handles hit stun decay, which for those of you guys who don't know, I actually just found this out recently. Hit stun decay is not based on number of hits in this game, it's based on amount of time that your combo has been going on. So there's a formula in the game that says something along the lines of, and these aren't exact values, so please refer to a table or something, but the basic gist is, if combo has been going on for more than 7 seconds, then apply 10 fewer frames of hit stun to this move, and it basically continues to increase the amount of hit stun that it removes until you're getting out of the combo no matter what hits you. So by doing different length combos as Majin Buu, you're able to set up what will and will not put them into a restand. And by modifying when they aren't in restand, you can call them out and basically punish them for trying to get out early, or punish them for not doing anything, or punish them for not realizing it's a restand. You get to be incredibly aggressive here, and oftentimes the worst case scenario of what's going to happen to you is you put them in a block string. Like, that's the worst thing for most of these options. So the way I've been using this lately is I'll go for this option all the time. I'll put them in the fat and I'll try and punish their wake up with a different option, and then knowing what option I want to use before I even finish the combo, that allows me to either lengthen or shorten the combo so I can get the desired result out of the option I'm going to throw out. And that's a little confusing, but let me give an example of what I'm talking about here. I'm going to do essentially the exact same two wake-up options, but the combos I'm going to do before them are going to be different, and there's going to be a different outcome because of it. So, take a look. So as you can see there, that was the exact same approach on the Fat when I had them trapped, but the first time they were able to reflect me after my first aerial, and the second time they weren't able to reflect me until my second aerial. So because of the hit stun decay differences in those combos, I'd be able to mix an opponent up who was trying to reflect me, because if they thought they could reflect me after the first hit and be safe, I could then modify the combo to go for a shorter one, and then punish them and then go into a grab, or then go into a low one, a block string, or then go into Majin Buu's 5M overhead. I mean, basically, you can know a minimal amount about this stuff, and your opponent has to know a ton to know when they can safely attack you and when they can't. You can just kind of like mix it up on the fly and throw buttons out, or you can get a little more detailed and know that, okay, I threw out a combo that's this exact length, I have these options, and my opponent only has these options to react with, I'm going to throw out this 50-50. And because it loops into itself like that, you know, assuming you get the opening, and then you can carry it into a new EX butt slam or a new assist fat throw, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. You can kind of just make your opponent keep flipping coins until they die. It's not nearly as good as the old Fat Throw Mixup was, but the fact that he can do this solo and then also continue assist pressure on top of like his layers of mix-ups is really, really good. And this is only two examples. I don't know the hit stun timings for most of these things. All I know is that like you can apply this general mentality of pressure and modify your combos this way and really mix up what you can do to your opponent. And like I said, in a lot of these situations, even if they're matching Reflect or Vanish or something, they will probably get opened up or they will get put in a block string regardless. So that's not a bad situation to be in for slightly less damage on your combos. So the one caveat that makes this kind of difficult is just the nature of hit stun decay. You know, like I said, it's measured by seconds that have passed in a combo, so you have to have a real knowledge of, okay, well, how long has my combo been going on for? What are my setups that'll give me this outcome? How do I put them in this much hit stun decay so I can get these hits in when I need them? Which I guess you can kind of get a feel for playing the game, and your opponent is going to have a very hard time getting a feel for while they're getting comboed and trying to focus on other things. But that does give this a bit of a steep learning curve. But, you know, like I said, you can hit the lab and come up with some guaranteed setups so that at least you know, okay, every time I get a 2H, I can do this and throw out this awesome 50-50 that they have to deal with. Or I can modify that 50-50 and layer more options on top of it, or layer less options. I mean, I really feel like this is an incredibly versatile mix-up that's going to really open this character up. Alright guys, that's all I have. Like I said, this seems very, very, very promising for Majin Buu, but I haven't really done a ton of exploring with it yet. So I will keep an eye out for new tech, and I guess I'll post a video if something else pops up. In the meantime, enjoy and hit the lab. Thanks!